The him era was just a signal. The digital stress test of Habibti, Iceman, and Maid of Honor verified the demand. Now, the director shifts from digital light to physical ink, the CMY era. The Stay Tuned graphic, it's not just a teaser, it's a technical bridge. Look at the grainy paper-like texture. This isn't a screen anymore. This is a physical print. Now we've cleared the warehouse and moved past the signals in Manchester, but now the audit takes us outside the gates of the establishment, the Filarete Tower in Milan. Now this is the entry point for the corporate target. If you take a look at the clock, it's frozen at 3:10. That's our first marker. Now first layer is time. That's what we see. The second layer, 310 is the area code for Compton and West Los Angeles. But it also serves as a third layer, a triple entendre, March 10th. On this day, a warning was posted, telling the world that this next phase would make people feel uncomfortable. It was a declaration of clarity, not charity. He was announcing that the period of playing nice was over. The director was already here, freezing the timeline on the 10th. By the time that the corporate entities at UMG filed their motion on March 17th, calling Drake's legal fight meritless, they were already a week behind. They thought that they were reacting to him, but he'd already moved on. This wasn't a reaction, it was a preemptive strike. Now, if you look at the tower itself, out of all of the history on this structure, there's only one light. It's illuminating one central figure. This figure stands directly over the shields of the Forza Dukes. If you look at the final shield on the right, you'll find Francesco II. He wasn't just a duke, he was the last heir to his father's throne. Francesco was the son who watched his father's empire get controlled by outside powers until he realized that the only way to win was to let the old dynasty die with him. This is the director's message to the kings. He's the final son of their old system. He is the heir who's refusing to continue their dynasty. The industry powers think that they're watching a rollout, but the director is showing them a termination. By spotlighting the last of the Sforza line, he's telling the kings that their lineage is dead. No more heirs, no more billions from his master recordings, no more power over his future. He's finishing the fight for independence that the titans before him couldn't win. One light, one heir. The throne is being closed. The kings are being left with an empty house. The line ends here. Now, if you look up at the top, we have 3 magenta lights illuminated. Could this mean our 3 albums? And just under it, we have 4. Could this be the 4 tracks on each of them? I know that this second trilogy is present because we have the cyan sign down there with the yellow on it, and we have those magenta lights. Something else that caught my eye, if you look over to the right, all those lights up top, one of them is dim. Could this be signaling an inside mole? A weakness? Somebody who's passing on information? We've cleared the gates at the tower, and now it's time to move the audit to the street. Look at the vehicle, the Iceman truck. This isn't a delivery, it's a physical ledger in motion. First, let's take a look in the top right corner, FRCX05-2027. I did the research on this code, and in the world of industrial shipping, FRCX is a technical certification for deep freeze transport. But I find a surgical connection. FRC is the direct parallel to Francesco II. The X is the termination. I'm telling you, the director is literally shipping out the old lineage in a deep freeze unit. Now let's look at the date, 05-2027. Most people see an expiration date. I see a strategic lock. See, in international shipping, an FRC certificate only lasts for exactly 6 years before the unit has to be retired or recertified. If you do the math and trace that 6-year timeline back to May 2027, it takes you to 2021. This is the exact year that the director signed his massive life cycle deal with the corporate targets. He's telling them right here, the clock is ticking. He's already calculated the exact month their control is terminated. By using a truck that legally expires May 2027, he's showing the kings he's already planned his exit to the very last second. He's not just driving away, He's driving a deep freeze unit that carries the expiration date of their entire dynasty. The countdown is hard-coded. The Iceman's moving. Now let's look at the branding. Since 1990. This is where I find a bridge to a Michael Jackson parallel. 1990 was the year the transition to absolute solo sovereignty became permanent in the aftermath of the Victory era. By using this marker, the director is signaling that he is completing a cycle that began over 30 years ago. He's the Iceman, the one who remains cold and surgical while he filters the industry. The website at the bottom, www.iceman.it, this is the final piece of the extraction. He's no longer using corporate distribution platforms. He's documenting his own independent grid. This is where I take the audit a little bit further. I look at the phone number on the side of the truck, 335-523-6597. Most people see a business contact, but I'm an 80s baby. I grew up with T9 texting. And what I found was the ultimate plot twist for the corporate target. The digits map directly to two words. This is the shining light that the director's been hiding in plain sight. DEL to delete. Leaders, the industry's gatekeepers, and all the executives who think that they own the throne. I'm telling you, this isn't just a delivery, it's a command to delete the leaders. He's unmasking the traditional power of structure to reclaim his own enterprise value. But the math goes deeper. Look at the numerology I uncovered. The first set, 335, that sums to 11, the master number of illumination. This is the light that exposes the truth. The second number sums to 37, which breaks down to 1, the true leader. The message is surgical. The master, 11, uses the light, 335, to expose the old leaders so that the true sovereign can emerge. And here's the yellow connection. This is the intel provided by the source, the key to the exposure. Yellow is the color of intellect and truth. This yellow project, the missing piece of the puzzle, is the literal light needed to complete the math. By deleting the leaders, the director is clearing the field for the final 12 tracks. The Iceman isn't just shipping product. He's deleting the past to illuminate the future. Now hold on a second. I gotta stop the frame right here. Before we go any further, look at these two bikes parked in the dark. These aren't just background props. These are the final keys to the audit. I stopped to read the license plates, and what I found is a direct numerical lock. Look at the first plate, 43104 EV. If you sum those numbers together, the total's 12. Then look at the second plate, 52475. You sum those numbers together, you got 23. Now, I'm not gonna say I got this one all on my own. A lot of you been hitting me up with your theories and concepts, and this one right here I couldn't get out of my head. I found a random but perfect parallel to the track Blue, Green, Red from the plot twist data drop. Most people just heard him listing out a woman's measurements, 36, 28, 46, but I ran the audit against the hard drives. In episode 4, we saw the director pull out the drives in this exact order, red, green, blue. So I took those measurements and I applied the second trilogy theory and I split it in half. And the math is undeniable. The first measurement, 36, divided by 2, 18. The first hard drive, Iceman, red. Number of tracks, 18. Perfect match. The second measurement, 28, divided by 2, that's 14. Maid of Honor, the green hard drive, has exactly 14 songs. Perfect match. Now the final measurement is 46, divided by 2 is 23. That's the number on the second license plate. Now watch the plot twist. Habibti, the blue drive, only had 11 tracks. That's a deficit of exactly 12 songs, the number on the first license plate. I finally found it. To make all the numbers match up, this means that Habibti has a 12-song deluxe coming. The EV on the plate is a double entendre. It stands for electric vehicle. It has all the torque, all the power, but it's virtually undetectable to the ear. You won't hear it coming and you won't feel it until the surprise hits. But it's also the enterprise value he's taken back for his own kingdom. The director gave the labels 43 songs to fulfill the letter of his contract, but he kept these 12 to himself. Could these be the truth that he's been hinting at this whole time? Is this why the label couldn't hear them before they came out? The math is now complete. The 12-track nuke is located. The extraction, purely independent. He's coming. Now we're at the yellow board. This is the command center. If you look, you can see a blue filter. You see that yellow drip coming through? That's the physical extraction of the truth. The blue represents the industry noise in the old label system. The yellow drip is a result. It's the yellow project, the pure independent light being strained out of the corporate waste. He's showing us that he's surgically filtering his masters until only the sovereign truth remains. Now, I also wanted to point out that if you count the number of filters on this board, there's 12, parallel with the number of tracks on the project that's going to be used to filter the game. Now, if you look, you could see a yellow pole wrapped in black tape. That's a caution signal. This is the final no entry sign for the old guard. He's using the yellow tape to mark off his independence, effectively blacking out the corporate targets from entering his new space. This is the visual evidence that his territory is now a hazard to anyone still following the old blueprint. Now you can see the godlight, it's shining right on the board. This is where the intelligence is verified. The filter is active, the contaminants are stayed, and the path is clear for the final extraction. The light is yellow for a reason. It's the color of intellect and truth. The board is audited, now the director's moving in. Inside the community club in Milan, most people see a game of bocce. We see the director purposely placing himself in the strategic boardroom. If you take a look where he's sitting, he's all alone in the stands. This positions him as the auditor. He isn't down there playing the game with the old guard, he's overseeing it. He's watching the industry play its hand while he prepares the final move. Now look at the color of the stands, alternating with cyan and yellow. This is the physical print of the new era. He's showing us that the shadow work, cyan, and the victory, yellow, are already tiled into the foundation of this territory. Now take a look at the banner up top. That's the sign-in. This proves that the independent engine is already running inside of their home turf. He's sitting here waiting for the signal to finish the audit, while the corporate targets on the foreground have no idea that the room has already been redacted. As we move through the back corridor, we're looking at the physical evidence of the mathematical lock we just established. Look at those yellow tags on the cabinets. They're the official markers for the deluxe truth that balances the first trilogy. The white tags are the whitelisted data cleared for the public, while the black tags represent the final redaction of the industry actors he's purged. Now notice what's taped directly to the cabinet. The betrayal imagery is back. The sketch is pinned with red tape, signaling that the betrayal is officially cased. He's used their own corporate bureaucracy to trap them. And look around, the trophies are everywhere. They aren't just for show. They're the milestones of the audit, surrounding the vault to prove the legacy is secure. While the rivals remain stuck in the red tape, the director's walking through a corridor of his own victories. He's got the math settled, the betrayal archived, and he's leaving with full receipts in hand. Now, I noticed this before, but I couldn't quite put it together. If you notice, his backpack has an orange loop on it. Could that be him signaling to us that he's gonna deceive us in the future, which would be episode 4, showing us 3 hard drives, but really having a secret 4th one in there? Now this is where the live operation gets its momentum. Those guys in the room aren't gatekeepers. They're the ground team. The gentleman in the red suit is signaling that the operation is red hot and active. He's not blocking the path. He's in uniform, ready for the next move. The men behind him are the intelligence unit, holding down the perimeter while the critical data passes through. Now watch the exchange of the red card. Think of this as the tactical briefing. It's the initial intel on the targets and the evidence that triggers the start of the cure. By placing this card on the table, the comrades are giving the director an official authorization to begin the strike. Now the man in the portrait, that's J.R.R. Tolkien. He's a legendary author and world builder. He's the ultimate architect of sovereignty, famous for creating entirely independent worlds from scratch, including his own languages, laws, and histories. Now in this room, he stands as the silent witness to the green light, representing a legacy that is mathematically and creatively untouchable. Now, as he exits the building, We could see that the magenta, the cyan, and the yellow are all present and illuminated. They're together and they're ready to go. Now the director steps out of the facility and into an exit vehicle. If you're looking for a signal of dominance, this is it. Because the Fiat 130 is the presidential car of Italy. So by using it as a getaway, he's effectively hijacking the industry's own prestige to drive himself out of their territory. Let's take a look at the license plate. 345554 VA. Now the sum of those numbers is 143. Once again, being the 80s, baby, numerical codes, that stands for I love you. The VA could stand for multiple things. A place where some of his adversaries reside, or potentially someone close to one of his adversaries. Either way, he's ready for whatever. Now as he's driving, keep your eye on that glowing violet sign. It says prima, which in Italian means first or before. This is the tactical sign-off on the first era, but there's also a tactical layer here. Prima is a major tech-driven insurance company in Milan. So by driving past that sign, the director's signaling that his insurance policy is officially in effect. It's showing that he's leaving the before in the rear view and driving out from under the industry's protection. The specific bluish-purple glow is the ultimate handshake. It's the bridge between the cyan ice and the upcoming yellow project. It's a royal sign-out, proving that the first era is dead and the deluxe cure has officially been taken over the road. The old industry is officially ancient history. Now we're in the puppet war room. This is where the industry's hired hands meet to coordinate their final strike. One of the Pinocchios writes legacy directly onto the table. This shows that their goal isn't to win a battle, it's to claim and control the very foundation of what he's built. Now they start throwing ice onto the word legacy, and the waiter, the person who's working inside the house, joins in. Now this is the controlled Cold War. By burying his legacy in ice, they think that they're freezing his assets and stalling his momentum. They're literally trying to ice him out of the industry that he's been running. But they're missing one key fact. Ice is his cure. While they think they're burying him, they're unknowingly helping him purify the legacy by preserving it under cold truth. These puppets are fulfilling the orders of the higher-ups, trying to freeze his future, but the director's already moved the payload. They're playing with ice in a room that's already been redacted. Now in this scene, he walks through the door like a man returning from a long, grueling journey. He's home, and the greeting is genuine. This is his anchor, his girl, the one who's been holding the line while he was out in the streets. But there's no time for rest. He sheds his blue-collar work gear and goes into the back to reset. And when he emerges, the transformation is complete. He's in a sharp, formal attire, heavy coat, polished look. This is the uniform of a man ready to walk into the highest boardroom and take what's his. Now as he grabs his bag, she hands him another red card. This is the live authorization, the final green light for the strike. Looking down on this whole exchange is Napoleon. This is the very room that he lived in during his 1796 Italian campaign. His presence confirms that this isn't just an exit, it's an occupation. By placing the general in this room, the director's signaling that he's already moved into the industry's private headquarters to dismantle the higher-ups from the inside out. Now think about the location, the Napoleon room. Could she be the Josephine to his Napoleon? Just as Josephine was the anchor who held down this place while the general was at war, she's the sovereign anchor holding down his base. She isn't just a witness. She's the one handing him the green light and monitoring the industry's strings the moment he leaves. She's the silent strength, ensuring the home front is secure while the general goes to work. Now in this scene, the director walks into the theater alone, the sovereign auditor entering the lion's den. Now notice the man watching from the high balcony. He's the sentinel, the last eye of the old guard, trying to track the payload. The director ignores him, takes a seat in a red chair. This is the red tape personified, but he isn't trapped by it. He's occupying it. As the room fills with the higher-ups, he's surrounded, but he remains the only one in focus. Watch his hands. As the man sits in front of him, the director reaches for his bag, pulling it closer. This is the yellow deluxe payload. He isn't just protecting music, He's guarding his insurance policy. He's signaling to everyone in the room that while they can sit near him, they cannot touch his receipts. Now, the moment the Pinocchio takes the stage, the director stands up and walks out. This is the final sign out. He isn't staying for the performance because he already knows the script is a lie. He's leaving them with the puppets and the ice legacy while he takes the physical masters to the street. He didn't come to watch the show. He came to show them he's already finished the audit. Now notice when he steps out into the courtyard, there's statues behind him. These are the silent witnesses of the most famous sovereign extraction in Italian history. In 1476, this very spot was the site of the assassination of Galeazzo Maria Sforza, the Duke of Milan. He was the heir who was struck down in his own sanctuary by those who wanted to reset the power of the house. By placing the director in this frame, the film is drawing direct parallels. The industry higher-ups tried to perform the exact same strike on him to ice his legacy in their own boardroom. But he's the one walking away with the bag. These statues represent the old guard, frozen in the stone of a past that couldn't protect its own. While they remain stuck in their niches, the director is the only moving figure in the frame. He's carrying the yellow deluxe payload, proving that he has successfully navigated the assassination attempt and is now exiting their territory with the physical masters. He isn't just leaving the building. He's walking past the ruins of an empire that thought it was untouchable. The extraction's successful, and the historical receipts are verified. Now in the club scene, the director isn't here to party. He's here to run a real-world stress test. By dropping unreleased snippets in the room, he's proving that the cure is functional and ready for the people. It's a message to the industry. Your gatekeeping does not work when the energy is undeniable. He's verifying the value of the extraction in the streets before he seals the bag and heads for the getaway vehicle. The math is settled, the energy's unredacted, and the industry is left chasing a sound that they couldn't control. Now looking back at the tower one last time, the hands on the clock are gone. The director isn't just preempting their schedule anymore, he's deleted the time entirely. For the industry, the clock stopped. For the legacy, it's now timeless. Now notice the shift in the light. The magenta that was on that tower before is now turned pure white. The extraction's done, and the truth is finally out in the open. Down on the ground, the higher-ups in their Pinocchios are frantic. They're looking for someone to trap, but they're too late. They're flustered because they're playing a game with rules that don't exist anymore. The director's already moved the payload. The cure is live, and all they're left with is an empty tower and a white light they can't turn off. And as we take a look at the final exit, first the director heads down the back hallway passing an orange door and then one with an illuminated lock on the right. This is the final checkpoint. The door is the physical receipt of the digital era, but that glowing lock is the real signal. It confirms that the vault has already been breached and the true payload is gone. He walks right past their security because he knows there's nothing left for them to guard. Next, he steps outside under these massive stone arches. This is the transition from the inner sanctum to the front lines. He's walking through the pillars of the old empire, looking like the only real person in a world of frozen history. The architecture's huge, but it's just a cage that he's already broken out of. Then the tactical surrender. In the heart of their own sanctuary, the director stands before the Pinocchio puppets and hands over the bag. To the higher-ups, this looks like he's finally been caught. They think they've seized the legacy, but they just fell for the bait. Now what he gave them was the past, the original digital stress test that they already tried to control. While they're focused on the decoy, the yellow deluxe and those 12 tracks, they're already out of their reach. He hands over the old math, walks away from the puppets, and leaves the industry clutching a bag that's already empty. The math is settled, the strings cut, and the truth is heading for the light. Now I know it feels like we've been all over the map with this, but that's the point. To understand this film in full, you have to do the research. You have to audit the symbols, the historical figures, and the meetings all yourself. That's how you extract the truth that the director's putting across. During this audit, the math proved to me that those 12 missing warehouse songs are officially the Yellow Deluxe, the final piece that balances the first trilogy. But don't get it twisted. I'm not backing off of my CMYK trilogy. The imagery, the clues are still screaming that the next chapters are on the way. But as I went deeper into the series, I realized that this isn't just about Drake saving face. He's channeling and paying homage to dozens of victims of the system. People who are handcuffed, constricted, and helpless against the industry's red tape. When you see the glove and the Michael Jackson imagery, it isn't disrespect. It's an honorable alliance. He's picking up that artifact of history, putting it on his armor, and trying to finish the fight where Mike left off. Ultimately letting MJ's spirit be a part of this fight. He's doing the shadow work for everyone that the system buried or tried to bury. If you look at the historical layers throughout this series, you'll see that Mike isn't the only one he's doing this for. The director has done his research, and he's finishing the mission for all of them. The math is even, the legacy is secure, and the truth will be illuminated, ultimately turning Drake from the boy to the man. I hope this helped you understand.